We're here.
We're
We did
here,
it
we live, we alive, and we
for the
survive
most
and
part.
ultimately survive. And
For the
how?
most part, you know,
Yep. How have you been doing in quarantine?
it's old at this point. It was fine the first week, and it was decent the second week. But at this point, I'm just
And
kind
now
of
it's just like a novel idea that's just like, okay, I've had my fill. Now I want to go back to normalcy.
yeah. You mentioned that it was Tuesday earlier, and that's the first time I realized it was Tuesday today. So
Right. Like that's all I could think about yesterday was the fact that it was a Monday.
yeah,
That's
it's
just all I could think about. And it felt so much like a Monday to me.
that a good thing or a bad thing? Is it like nice to know that you knew what day it was, and you're like maybe I could relive the old days of Monday, or was it more like
I mean, there's no reliving the old days of Monday when there's
nothing?
when there's nothing to remind you of the old days of Monday.
Yeah,
But
it's getting old.
yeah,
But
what quarantine activities have you been up to?
I've been writing like usual. I've been trying to come up with new ideas for videos, things like that,
Right, just creating content.
for when this quarantine's over. Yeah,
Yeah, I've
and
been
then
creating a lot for during and for when. I have a lot to edit still.
that's good though, because
Yeah.
editing will keep you distracted for a good amount of time.
Oh yeah, at least a day. You could get
Yeah,
at least a
and
day out
that's
of it, which is really nice.
which yeah, it's nice to live in a world where you can distract yourself for at least 8 to 9 hours.
Right.
If I'm up for that many, I definitely feel like I'm up for that many hours.
You're at least up for that many hours, especially during now. I don't know that many people that are sleeping anymore. I mean, I used to sleep all the time during like the first month. Slept all the time, didn't care
Hmm.
because I was like, okay, this is what it's gonna be for a while, so might as well just take advantage of it. It's
Yeah,
exactly
it's
what I did. And now it's just a boring routine.
yeah. The only thing that's keeping me functioning is when all of our friends get together and we play games and stuff at night.
Right.
That's like the only thing. It's crazy to me that like it's really fun playing games with everybody, but the weird part is we never really would have done it if it wasn't for the
Exactly. We
quarantine.
really didn't stay all that well in touch. I think the
Mm-mm.
quarantine was. I think the coronavirus was the best thing that's happened for our friendships.
Exactly. It sounds terrible to put it that
It's
way.
a terrible circumstance, but I feel like a lot of people feel that way, especially since a lot of their friends just moved away, like ours have, and we're
Yeah,
not exactly close to each other. But this is exactly what we could have been doing the entire time, except
exactly.
the only reason why we didn't was because of schedules and
Exactly. Yeah, we all
jobs.
were very busy people. If not for
Yeah,
our some friends doing college constantly, it was us working
yeah.
24/7 pretty much,
Yeah, the only reason why this is working out is because nobody's doing anything.
which is a good thing, but not a good thing either. Not for my wallet, but for
No.
my sanity. It's not saying that it's good for my
Well, I
sanity all
don't
the
know.
time,
I
but like
think now would be a good time to really start a business.
yeah, like the
Like,
guy who started Zoom is a billionaire now.
yeah,
Like it's just weird to think that like Zoom wasn't heard of until this whole thing started. He was like, we should all
right.
use Zoom for education, and now like the guy who's like, no, we have Skype, we don't need that. We have Discord, we don't need that. But this guy's like, nah, you're gonna use
You
Zoom.
have too many problems with Discord for
Yeah,
to do, especially for big groups. You'll have too many problems with that. And for
hmm,
Skype, it's just meh these days. It,
yeah. Zoom works really
Skype
well.
is obsolete.
Skype kind of
Skype
disappeared.
is kind of obsolete these days, which
It
is
was like
sad
the
to say.
first one because like we all
Yeah,
used Skype. Like that was
exactly.
everybody used
Just
Skype.
like there's gonna
But
be another video making platform like YouTube that eventually that'll
yeah,
come along,
well,
and
because
then
like now we
YouTube
have
will be
TikTok.
obsolete.
Like TikTok is blowing up in the idea that it's so much bigger now than it was a few
Yeah,
months ago.
like the and so many people who were hating on TikTok now are like, have you guys seen this new TikTok? They're like
Yeah, it's
obsessed with it.
every that's the weird part that like I was very against TikTok at the beginning. Like I would
Right.
sometimes like when I first heard about it, I was like, well, when I first heard about it, it was Musically, and
Yeah.
Musically, I had
I
no interest in Musically
I
whatsoever.
enjoyed Musically. Musically was fun.
Was it okay? I don't even think I had the app until it became TikTok, but I just remember watching. I didn't download the app. I just watched compilations on YouTube, and I was like, okay, so some of these are funny, and then I downloaded it for myself, and now I'm on it
Oh
constantly. I
yeah,
think I'm on it more than YouTube.
there's a lot of different like little niches you can get into with TikTok, and it's just amazing. And you can
I guess yeah.
get 600 hits in like 10
That's the
minutes.
difference between TikTok and YouTube. That anybody can become famous on
Yeah,
TikTok. YouTube, it's at this point, if you're not big on YouTube, it's. I'm
yeah.
not saying it's not possible, but it's very unlikely
It's
that you will
really
become
hard
big on
because
YouTube.
of the algorithm, especially
Mm.
now.
And the only way you're gonna get big on YouTube is one, you're a celebrity, and two, you have lots and lots of money.
Yeah,
Like if you're a Mr. Beast type who's like, I just gave $20,000 to this
yeah.
person, watch my video.
Or you're that one anomaly. Like,
Exactly.
well, you're the Emma Chamberlain who gets 1 million subscribers in like 4 months just based off of
Exactly.
your personality alone. You don't make good content. You don't. You're
It
not
but
interesting at
that
all. The only
is
thing that's
weird.
good about you is that you're weird and that you're loud.
And that she made the right friends. She got
Exactly.
friends with the famous people.
Exactly. Like I
And
don't
that's
think
like,
it would have been her career. She owes a lot to like the Dolan twins and James Charles for sure.
yeah, she
For
snuck
sure.
in that group. That's where, like,
She
that's
definitely
the
got
same
her
with like
fame from them.
every single big YouTuber now was a Vine star. Like David Dobrik, the biggest YouTuber. I started watching David Dobrik on Vine. I was in his first 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I was like, I was there before he even uploaded vlogs, and I'm like, this is my favorite Viner, so I'm going to subscribe to his channel. And then I've watched his channel grow from 10,000 to almost 20 million. Like
Right.
it's mind-boggling, but it's because he already had a platform before it. The Paul
Exactly.
brothers, they were on Vine. The Dolan twins, they were
Vine.
on Vine. All of these people, they once Vine shut down, and I'm not saying like we've got some really good content out of it, like Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez, all those guys, perfect.
TFIL.
Yeah, these guys did it perfectly. As in, they made the switch very well. David made the switch very
Yeah,
well.
he had a
The
really nice
Paul brothers,
transition.
the Paul brothers aren't doing anything special. They're just showing their lives.
Yeah.
And like, but that's because people liked them before, so they're
Yeah.
gonna keep watching them. But David reinvented the entire YouTube platform
Yeah,
and how comedy works on YouTube.
Yeah, he invented a new vlog form, a narrative vlog, which no one really a comedic narrative
And
vlog. Yeah,
a short comedic vlog.
form comedic vlog, which no one had ever done before,
Mm-hmm.
and now people are trying to duplicate that. Like I even
And
duplicated
yeah,
that, try to duplicate that,
and that's the thing.
and
I think
sometimes
everybody's
it worked,
tried to.
and it worked
Yeah,
sometimes. But the thing about that is you need to be constantly filming like he does, and you have to spend those probably 10 hours just
yeah.
sifting through a bunch of garbage to find just a little gold nugget.
That's what sucks. The problem is there's like over a million videos. I don't quote me on this. There's like over a million videos a day getting uploaded to YouTube.
That sounds about
What are
right.
the odds? What are the odds that our videos are going to be the ones that blow up? Like
Right.
that's what sucks. Like, of course, we've been making YouTube videos over 10 years. For a
Yeah,
fact,
we've been
yeah,
doing this
I've
a
had three
long
different
time.
channels. My first channel started before Google bought YouTube, so that's when I was just making videos for fun. And one of my videos has 5,000 views. One of my videos has 1 million views on one channel, and that's because it was a stupid video.
I know.
And
I've seen that video.
I made sure all my
Years and
friends
years
have seen
ago.
that video.
Yeah.
But like,
You're like, I could have
but
been
you can't make
successful.
that content anymore. Like
No,
that's
that
not
content
content you
doesn't
can
work
post
anymore.
anymore.
That content
The YouTube
is,
poop era and all that stuff
yeah.
is dead. Like, which
Yeah.
sucks. That YouTube isn't the same anymore.
Yeah,
YouTube is
the
all
old
about
YouTube is more like it's a meme.
exactly,
That's all it is now. It's just a meme, which is sad because the old YouTube
exactly.
I loved.
It's
Where
awful
you just had
saying this.
random viral sensations.
Exactly.
Which
It
is
sounds bad
amazing.
saying this, but Video Game High School is what started it all. Video Game High School was the first big web series on
Yeah.
YouTube. It was free to watch.
Yeah.
It was before YouTube Red, YouTube Premium, all that stuff.
Yeah, it was
But
before we had to pay for anything.
once that was uploaded, YouTube changed forever.
Yeah,
And
it
YouTube was
kinda
like, now we can
gave
make more,
some
let's make
credibility.
long form
Yeah.
entertainment. Like I remember when Video Game High School was getting billboards and stuff, and
Yeah.
all. And I was so excited because we've been following Freddie Wong since the
Oh
beginning
yeah.
too. So
Oh yeah.
like it
It's
was one of those things.
it really
It was.
just it really changed a lot, which is really sad.
Hmm. It's
Everything
sad.
is
It's
just
good, but sad because it
like
was able to give
discoverability
Freddie.
is almost
Yeah,
impossible now because
and that's why.
and the
Yeah,
reason why is because everybody's trying to do the same thing. Everybody's
exactly, and that's
trying
why.
to be that next Freddie Wong, the person who changes the platform again for their benefit.
And that's why I like when I started my second YouTube, or I guess third YouTube channel. It was way I started. I guess it was more for my friends and I as like as a platform to go back, almost like a scrapbook of sorts.
Right.
Like my vlogs were so we can go back and watch. Like I filmed graduation. I'm one of
Right.
the only people on YouTube who's done something like that.
Yeah.
Like I recorded actually at graduation. Like we can go back and watch that, and you can see
Yeah.
our entire graduating class is there.
Yeah.
Like all of us are there.
That's
We
like
see this
that's insane to think about, really.
exactly. I didn't make those videos to get views. I made it so I can
Which
remember
honestly,
what like.
I think that's how when you're a small YouTuber, that's how you should make all your videos.
That should be your
Not
view. It
yeah,
shouldn't
that it
be I want to
because
get.
if you have the mindset of I am doing this for the money,
Hmm.
you're gonna get nowhere fast because all
Hmm.
you're gonna do is what everybody else is doing, and you're never gonna have an original thought, and you're not gonna
Exactly.
have that good original content that's gonna get you on the map. So like
Exactly.
people like us who are just nobodies on the spectrum, who are just trying to like have just a little bit of that, just have that one moment of bliss, just for a
Exactly.
second.
And I've like at this point I've accepted that like it's probably not going to blow up for me, but I really enjoy that we have an audience in our
Mm-hmm.
state. I would say town,
Yeah,
but we all live in different towns, so it's tough
yeah.
at this point. But like we're both from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. I'm not going to tell you my address, you freaks, but we're all from Bartlesville, and in that town, we I don't know what you'd call it. It's not clout at any point, but like
We don't have
it's
any
this
clout.
idea that like everybody in the town knows like about the videos we do.
Yeah,
Like we
they
get
know what we've done. They've
we can get traction and stuff
yeah,
like with our charity events and stuff. Like that
yeah.
was a big event in the town. Like
Oh
we
yeah,
had the guy who ran the newspaper
yeah,
posted on his like Facebook page
yeah.
and stuff.
And it was at a very reputable facility too that a lot of people
Yeah,
loved, and so that gave them some free press that they didn't know they were gonna get.
exactly. It was just beneficial for
Yeah.
all of us. And that was something like it wasn't about getting views. It wasn't about it was just
No,
something we've always wanted
it
to
was just
do.
about helping people.
Exactly. It was something we always wanted to do for a really good cause, and
Yeah,
it was so much fun. But we've always, it's like that group is always like the people who went to that show is the people who watch our videos on repeat.
yeah.
And like we have a specific tiny audience of
We have
around
like this
50,
cult following, like
yeah,
Tommy
like 50 to
Wiseau.
100 people. Like there's
Yeah.
like this group of 50 to 100. Like when we made our first short film, Paranormal Boogaloo, it has 600 views on YouTube, and like to somebody up top, somebody not, they're like that's not good, but to us that's our entire high school watching that
Yeah.
show. Like the next day after I posted it, I saw that it had that many views, and I was shocked. And I had texts upon texts from people like sending me quotes from the short film,
Yeah, it was
saying like
really
this was so
successful.
fun.
Yeah.
And like to me, that was the greatest gift of all. Like I've never been all about the big views. I've always been if I can influence one singular person, then I've done my job right.
Right.
So,
Right.
and I did.
Oh my gosh, have you seen how much the box office made this past week?
How I know how much it made a few weeks ago.
Our domestic it's up from a few weeks ago. So our domestic
That's
made
good.
a little over $7,000.
Nice.
Most of that is in drive-ins.
That makes sense.
Drive-ins are they're doing really well. I think they're going to make a really good comeback in the next decade. Because it's going to take a while for movie theaters to get back up on their feet, and people are going to want to flock to movies. And if they can't go to a theater, if the theater's already full due to social distancing rules still, they're going to want to go to the drive-in where they can just stay in their car.
Exactly. And then in other movie news, Trolls 2 made $100 million digital sales.
Wow.
That's it. They
That's
were
insane.
saying I don't think it's true, but they were saying it was more than what the original Trolls made, and I don't think that's true. Or I don't think they would have made a sequel if it just made 100 million.
Right.
But maybe on sales alone,
Right.
maybe on profit alone, Trolls 2, because obviously with Trolls,
Yeah.
there's releasing the merchandising, all that stuff
Yeah,
they had to
and
pay.
they have that sweet box office revenue.
Yeah,
that
but
China
so
money.
that's insane. $100 million
But
digital
that is
sales.
insanity. Speaking of $100 million for Oklahoma, they are projecting that in medical marijuana sales alone, that could be feeding $100 million back into the Oklahoma economy.
Good.
That is giving them a reason to push for early recreational use, so that they get more people.
Because it's just medical in Oklahoma still, right?
And that's a long process. It takes a lot of money. Not a lot of people want to do that. A lot of people are just waiting for recreational. And I would say, if you're thinking about getting your card in the state of Oklahoma, I would wait until the end of this year.
Unless you need it medically, then go.
Unless you absolutely need it now, go for it. But they're starting to push for Actually, they're going for a recreational vote, I think, soon. So we could have recreational really soon, which is really nice.
Cool.
That could put
That's
a lot
good.
more money. That's going to put a lot more money into our economy, and that could help jumpstart our state economy after the whole COVID-19 thing. So
Which
that could be
we all know we need that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that could be a huge factor into how this state in particular gets back up on its feet. Who knows? Hopefully, I don't know.
Exactly. It's terrifying
Yeah.
right now with Oklahoma trying to reopen now.
Exactly.
That's very
I mean,
scary.
they've already done it, but we only have 3,300 cases in this state.
Which isn't,
And
yeah,
that is
it's not
spread
bad.
out, and that is spread out statewide. But most cases coming from OKC.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we've only now
yeah.
just reached, I think, 200 deaths from it in Oklahoma too, just today.
Yeah.
Which still sucks, which is a lot considering how many
It
cases we
sucks.
have in the
Yeah.
state, which that really sucks. Another news we got right before we started recording the podcast, the United States reached 1 million confirmed cases.
USA.
Of COVID-19. That's insane.
The problem is it took them way too long to take it seriously.
Yes. And
'Cause I remember
you can tell
hearing about it.
You can tell when Trump started taking it seriously. His whole tone changed about it.
Yeah.
Like
It's
like,
well, I
that's when
mean, he said it
knew.
was a hoax created by the Democrats at
Exactly,
first. So.
exactly. He said it was a hoax to discredit him, to hurt him in the polls. Like he's doing that himself, but oh well. It's insane though.
For all you people watching, yes, it's obvious by our tone, by the way we talk.
We're not political.
We are not. We try not to get political.
And we're not political.
It's obvious.
People. We're just chatting. Honestly,
Exactly.
These are just our thoughts to each other that we're bouncing off of.
We don't like Trump, but we're like most Americans at this point. We're just fed up with Trump. It's not that Trump.
I will say he's not. He hasn't done a completely horrible job. He hasn't done some good while he's been in office, but
Exactly. We're not just here to crash talk.
But that's just on the surface of things. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors and all that, so we only have the same perception.
It does suck. It would suck for anybody right now to be president.
Yes.
With what's going on.
Any world leader right now, it sucks because we don't know what their plan is for their own countries to get back.
Exactly.
And we also don't know because let's face it, there are corrupt politicians around the world who want to try and profiteer off of others during this time. And let's face it, they're going to try and sneak something into law that's going to affect us all. So
yeah,
I would just say for everybody, let's just be vigilant.
Yeah,
because
just keep an eye.
What are we going to do? We're in lockdown.
Exactly.
Let's just be vigilant because this is the United States. It's run by we the people. Let's not lose sight.
Exactly. The United States' whole focus is to be independent.
Yeah.
So we're not telling you guys how to live your life. We're not telling
Exactly.
you who to believe.
Exactly.
If you like Trump,
We just
to
want
each their own.
we just want our leaders to do what's right for the American people,
Exactly.
not what's right for their wallet.
At this point, there shouldn't be Democratic, Republican. It should be what's the right thing to do.
Exactly.
The right thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is slightly political, but will say the right thing to do in the world is just let people be themselves. It shouldn't matter what kind of person you are.
Just let people be free.
Yeah, exactly. I don't get if it doesn't affect you. Why does it matter?
Exactly.
Let people who like
people control
be themselves. Anyway, that's as political as we're gonna get.
Anyway,
just trans rights. That's all. Okay.
Some good news for some workers in Oklahoma. Quick Trip is offering 400 new jobs. They're bringing 400 new jobs, which is good. But I feel like they should just rehire the people they fired during COVID. I feel like that is because they wouldn't have fired them otherwise.
Yeah,
I feel like that's only the right thing to do.
It's very tough right now.
Yeah, but we all know that's not gonna happen. But that's at least that's 400 jobs people didn't have.
Exactly. So 400 jobs is good.
So that's still a win. That's still a win. It still sucks though. It still sucks. Oh my gosh! Did you see the Tyson ad in the New York Times the other day? Oh my gosh! So it's also on the Tyson website. He's the CEO and owner. He's basically warning of a meat shortage because of meat packing plants closing.
I heard that they're gonna kill like 20,000 chickens.
Yeah.
That right? 20,000.
If they haven't already.
Which you could just let them loose. You could give them to farmers who need chickens.
Yeah, but I mean, but what are you gonna do? I would say
I'm in no right to say anything. I still eat chicken. I'm not. I can't say those chickens deserve rights because I would be a contradiction if I said that.
It's just scary that could be a thing that happens though.
It's weird to think about.
Food could be going. That there could be a food shortage.
Exactly.
And we are very unprepared, and we don't know how our government's going to react to it if it does happen. Because I'm willing to bet that no one in Washington is taking that seriously, even though there are signs that might be pointing to it. Because as people, a lot of us think when that reality does start to set in, if it does start to happen, a lot of us are going to start panic buying, and a lot of us are going to start getting hurt.
People already haven't started panic buying toilet paper and stuff enough. Just imagine
how it's all and already with a whole bunch of meat packing plants already closing, and meat going on sale and stuff like that. You can get a lot of meat right now for $30. I don't know if I would trust it.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah,
it's also
so weird,
terrible to say, but I'm glad that this is the pandemic that we got is the coronavirus, because just imagine if it was a virus that actually killed people, a lot more people. I said that terribly. That sounds bad what I said, but I meant it as in what if the death toll for the virus that we got was way more, we'd be screwed because the way our government has handled the coronavirus, we'd all be dead by now.
Well, what if it is that virus and this is just the only stage
first round?
This is only round one. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, after China started opening back up again, they got hit hard again.
That was also their fault for jumping back full force.
Exactly.
And that's what America's trying to do right now. We should know.
People are caring more about the economy than anything else. I get it. You need an economy for everyone working, but but the economy is a non-living thing, right? Why do we work for it? It should be working
because that's the way the world works, baby.
It should be working for us, right?
It's also just
us, but it doesn't.
In the grand scheme of things, nothing is real. Everything is all from the human mind.
It's a simulation, and this is just a glitch.
Yeah, I look at it in the way that money isn't a real thing. We just came up with money one day. We were just you know what? Let's make money.
We did. That's literally what happened. We just
if we wanted to, right now we could just be like, boom, we're gonna
The only
stop.
reason
Let's
why
just stop
money
the
works is because we all have just agreed for thousands and thousands of years that yeah, this is just how it is.
exactly. The
This
world
this this
doesn't make
this is just what
sense.
this is just what everything. Nothing really makes sense. This is just this thing that we just made one day and we gave it some sort of value.
Exactly. So in the grand scheme of things, nothing really matters. We're all gonna
Everything.
die. So go rob that bank that you
Listen,
wanted to.
adults are just kids making shit up as they go.
Adults are just
All
kids
they
that
are.
grew up.
That's all
Kids
we
are just
are.
adults that aren't grown up yet. Teenagers are just
Exactly.
older than
Exactly.
babies, but
So like during the 2008 like housing crash and all that, like when all the adults were like in Washington were like scrambling and all that to like service and all that, it's like that's what it's like when like kids are in a crisis.
yeah,
Like that's exactly what like it just reminds me of. It's just like kids that just grew up and are just trying not to mess things up or trying to mess things up. Just happens.
yeah. We're just goofs, all of us.
Oh yeah, everyone's just big old goose. Oh my gosh, guess what was trending last night on Twitter?
Hmm.
Aliens.
Oh, because if we didn't have enough stuff in our palette,
the CIA released
three, right?
three classified
Videos.
videos from Navy vessels, U.S. Navy vessels, and what else are they hiding about aliens?
See,
That looks really weird.
There's two different ways you can
Like
view
that
this.
footage
This is
could
how.
be doctored. You never know.
See, I think there's two ways that you can view this. There's one to view it as the government. We've all seen those videos before. This isn't the first time we've seen those videos.
Back in
this
2005 and 2011 when they were first.
This is just the government being like, okay, we're sick of you guys. Yes, this is real. Get off our backs. Or two, this is them covering up something else. This is them posting this stuff to be like, you guys should watch this because Trump is about to do something really stupid.
Or we could also look at this. It's both of those last two things simultaneously.
There has to be
answer.
Exactly. There has to be some specific reason why they would just post this all of a sudden. We should just know by now that we can't trust the CIA. We can't trust the government.
I mean, honestly, when you can go onto like you can apply to work at the CIA on their own website.
Nice.
You know that? You can go to like the CIA's website right now and apply, and also on the website they also have all their because the Freedom of Information Act and all that, they have all their they have a lot of MK Ultra stuff up on their website and all their like release documents that they released during that time. It's insane. Like when you could like do a deep dive, you'll find some like crazy stuff, dude. They were doing some crazy stuff, man, back in the 60s. Dude, they were feeding people. They were studying the effects of LSD on people. Manson was one of those people.
Really?
Yeah. Someone released a book about. I heard it on Joe Rogan's podcast last night. But I'm gonna get that book and I'm gonna listen to it on Audible because that just seems like an interesting like CIA story to tell. Like, oh my gosh, they were feeding these hippies LSD to study them and try to like make them do things without them remembering it. And then
it's just Stranger Things,
like,
but real.
Yeah, like basically they were trying to make these people commit atrocities, and they were trying to see if they would remember it or not, and they didn't. It's insane. It's insane. It's a really insane story.
Yeah, it's really weird to think. Just in general, what the government has done to other humans.
Just any government, not just the U.S. government. Yeah. Just any government. It's pretty wild.
This is such a very interesting turn for our pod. I didn't think that this was gonna go this way. So
it's just conversations, man. They just take you anywhere. Oh my gosh. So The Last of Us 2.
I saw that they were like spoilers were released.
Yeah. A disgruntled employee leaked a cinematic, or I think a couple cinematics from The Last of Us Part 2, and it's forcing Sony to give a release date of June 19th. And this one is going to be final because there's leaked footage. If they don't release it now, then people are going to be really, really pissed.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have just still released it in February like they were supposed to.
I agree.
But then February would have been ill timing.
Exactly. And then if they needed more timing, let them have their time.
Yeah. And then
because you can't rush perfection.
Sony, it's really Sony's fault for pulling the plug on the May 29th release, because Sony knows they're going to make more money off of their digital sales for that game than they are physical sales anyway.
That's true.
But the only reason why is because companies don't really count their digital sales yet.
Yeah.
So they still need those sweet, sweet physical releases. But do what Nintendo does. Release it digitally, and then when you're not done with the physical yet, release it when it's finished. Release the physical copy when it's done. But you can release it digitally anytime.
So I looked up in Japan, Animal Crossing New Horizons sold over 1.88 million copies at launch in Japan.
Yeah.
And then in its second week, 720,000. That's bonkers.
Yeah.
Because that's more than the Wii U sold in consoles. So it said Animal Crossing New Horizons sold an estimated 5 million digital units in March.
Yeah, I bought one of those.
That's so
Actually,
cool.
I bought mine this month, though. I bought mine last week.
That's awesome.
I still need to play more Animal Crossing. I haven't played in a while. I feel bad. It's been a week.
Yeah, I feel bad too. I play every day, but I only play for like 10 minutes because I'm really mad right now because I'm trying to get my village to 3 stars, but Isabella keeps coming up with dumb excuses. I have all the flowers, I have all the fruits, my village is clean, there's no dirty stuff in it, and she's always like, no, 2 stars, and I'm like, it's not 2 stars.
Do your islanders obey social distancing by wearing masks?
No, they don't. They're trash.
I have a mask. I'm the only one though. No one else wears one.
I'm gonna take this platform to tell you there's no such thing as a bad villager, just a bad. Hold on.
Just a bad bird.
Hold on. We're villagers in Animal Crossing, right? Or are they villagers? What are the animals?
We're villagers.
Okay, so what are the animals?
Villagers.
The islanders?
Islanders.
Okay, so I'll just say islanders for this analogy.
We're all islanders,
statement.
I guess.
There's no such thing as a bad islander, just a bad villager. Because you guys are... I've seen all the TikTok, seen all the videos on Twitter. You guys are so mean to your animals. Why? Just because they're a little dorky looking? You guys have no right to be mean to your islanders. They are cute. They just want to be there for you. They're so nice to you. And what do you guys do in turn? You guys trap them in cages. You guys put eviction signs. You guys just let your animals live in peace.
I didn't know this podcast was sponsored by PETA.
Yeah, just respect animals. I don't know. I see it all over. Like, you guys can time skip. I don't time skip. That's not my thing. But don't
my gosh, time skipping.
Torture your animals.
I hate time skipping. And
yeah, I'm not a big time skipping.
I get why you would want to, but at the same time, it's a game that's based on real time. Just like Stardew Valley.
The only thing that sucks, like, they have to face the consequences of time skipping, as in, like, on my birthday a few weeks ago, they all celebrated my birthday, and it was so fun. Like, when you're time skipping and stuff, it's just a random day. You know, Christmas is a random day.
You miss a lot of stuff.
Exactly.
You miss a lot of stuff, which sucks. It ruins your Animal Crossing experience, I think.
Exactly. But if people think it's improving their experience, let them have it. Because I understand in this time where you're stuck inside 24/7.
Time skipping is not the way to go.
It's not. I
would want to spend 12 hours real time in Animal Crossing during now than time skipping right now.
See, I'm on your side.
I want to be lost in it. I want that distraction. That's what I crave right now.
Exactly. But so I'm completely on your side when it comes to this. But in the other people's defense, I can see why if they build a bridge and they have to wait until tomorrow to get it, and they're like, "Listen, I'm playing. I know I'm gonna play tomorrow too. I know I'm gonna play the next day, but right now, like, I want to make my village look nice. I don't want to wait a day. That's the only thing I can see that they want to make their village look nicer. They want to
Right.
get there, but
That's what
I'm
I
not
want to do right
saying
now
time
too.
skip.
I really want to
Exactly.
make it nice really fast, but at the same time, I'm like,
Exactly.
no, I want to
I'm
do
not gonna
it.
time
I want to do
skip.
that process the right way.
But
Like right
if
now,
you
I
guys
want to build bridges everywhere and ladders and stuff to climb everywhere,
exactly
but I can't right now. But eventually, I'll be able to do it. Which that's the real rewarding thing.
exactly
That's
it's
the real
that's the
rewarding
thing.
part of it
Like
because you're doing like
I
yeah, you're
feel
doing
like it's
menial
more rewarding.
chores. You're doing menial chores
Exactly.
that you would do in real life, but it you're doing it in a video game where you press like two buttons and it's done. There's no real work involved, but you get that same chemical reaction when that task is completed,
Exactly.
which is awesome.
But like again, to each their own. Like let
Yeah.
them have their own
I mean,
experience. It's not my island. Because
gamers
back to what we said
gamers are
earlier.
gamers.
Back to what we said earlier.
It's
If it
all about
doesn't
the
affect
game.
me, it shouldn't matter.
Oh,
Exactly. Let's take lessons by Sergeant Calhoun. It
it's
is
all about the
about the
game.
game.
It's just all about the game, which it's all about the game. Gamers can play whichever way they want.
Exactly.
Ninja can think failure is not an option and you can only
Ninja can
succeed.
just
But he
chill on his
he
own.
does it for a living. He's competitive. That's his opinion.
Exactly.
Us, we're casual. I don't
Very
care
casual.
about being the best. I just care about having fun. So to each his own. Oh my gosh, I totally meant to talk about. We totally meant to or steer the conversation towards like our movie careers and our filmmaking paths and things like that. Or that direction.
Careers.
Yeah, careers.
Paths. I'd say yeah, path is a good word, is it?
Yeah, our
Path.
paths.
We're
Our
trying to
and
get
paths.
down the path.
Yeah. So, what got you into making movies?
Ooh, that's tough because I've literally been doing for 15 plus years. I'm what, 22 now?
Oh, really?
I've been doing it. So I remember the very first time I can remember filming a video was the day we moved to Bartlesville, Oklahoma, which I was in second grade. Let me do math. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 10, so 14, 15, yeah, 14, 15 years ago. Um, we had our dad's old camera that we did our home videos on, and I had a Cat in the Hat costume. And we wanted to do a kids show where I was the Cat in the Hat. And like that's the very first experience I remember filming a video and playing a character.
Oh wow.
And that's when during that time I had terrible stage fright, so I couldn't talk in front of another person. It was just in front of a camera is where I was comfortable. And then I remember doing that and I loved it. And then second grade, third grade, I think third grade is where we started writing short stories and stuff. And that's where I discovered my love of writing. Now, we were supposed to always read the stories out loud, but every time they got to me, I would just cry for 10 minutes and they're like, okay, you don't have to read it. So I'm like, perfect. And then third grade is also where my teacher, because I couldn't talk in front of the class, thought that I was not bright in the head. So she put me in special education classes. And in the special education classes is where we would put on plays to get talk in front of people, and that's where I discovered my love.
I wish I had
stuff.
that. I wish I had that.
I don't think you do.
No,
but,
I mean that would have propelled me in a different direction for sure.
Exactly.
As far as theater goes.
But then we jumped to sixth grade, and in sixth grade we started actually doing plays. Matt Key's plays. Do you remember those?
Yeah, I was never in one, but I remember going to. They were great. They were great.
They were cute little plays. But I remember sixth grade, I got a non-speaking role, and it was so fun. Seventh grade, I didn't even make it. I didn't get a part, and it was devastating to me. And then eighth grade, I got cast in the play as the only non-speaking role in the entire thing.
Oh.
Like there wasn't even a role for. She just casted me because she's like, I feel bad. So I made my own name as the pirate. Yeah,
I remember that role. I remember going to that play.
Your
parents, I think.
I remember asking my teacher. I was like, "Hey, I've been here 3 years. My brother was in all three plays, all leading roles, all 3 years.
Right.
And I was like, hey, this sucks. Like, I would like to talk once on stage. And she's like, well, I mean, your grades aren't good. So, like,
Oof.
it's like a punishment for that.
Oof. Always with the grades.
And I had one C and A's. That was the
One,
rest.
just one
So
C.
it wasn't grades at all. It was just an excuse that she didn't think that I was capable of talking and
It's
performing
always
on
those
stage.
subtle things that like teachers will always like hint at. It's like, oh
Exactly.
no,
And then
you're
like,
not ready yet.
and this is also just like a thing a long time ago. My mom also didn't think I should be on stage. She told me times, because it's not like personal or anything. It was because like my anxiety and my
Right.
like able my she was like, I don't think
She
like
just didn't want you to
acting
embarrass
wise.
yourself.
Yeah, she just didn't think I could
She's
act.
just
Like,
looking out for you.
she told me that I didn't act. And then so ninth after middle school, ninth grade, I didn't try out for plays because I was too scared.
I remember.
But
I remember.
tenth grade, my brother was trying out for. We did a interpretation of the Odyssey, and um, my brother made me audition. And at the audition, our acting teacher, I think I'll just call her Crabtree because that's what we called her. But she, I auditioned and she was like, Corey was like, this is my brother. And she's like, you have a brother? And she was like stoked to have me there. And I was cast in the smallest role because she didn't know me. Like, of course, like, and she just needed people. So she cast me as the bad guy, Antonin, the leader of the suitors from the Odyssey. And um, I remember I only had 11 lines and I memorized my scene instantly because I was like, I'm gonna do this. And so the very first time I walked out on stage, I was like, let's do this. So I went, because I was a bad guy, so I like walked out on stage stomping, and I was like so mad, and I was like super serious, and like Crabtree and the stage manager were just sitting in the audience because it was just them two, and they're just like looking at me. And then after the first day of rehearsals, she came up to my brother and she's like, where has he been? Like, why isn't he here? Like, he should have been here. And like, he told me that, and I was like, what? And then the stage manager, after the whole show was over, it was fun. I got more lines and stuff, and sometimes I hated it. This is my so there's a character. There's the character who um, was the narrator of the show, and he was gone one day, so Crabtree had me read for his part. And there was a line. It was porpoise, not porpoise like the animal porpoise, but it's spelled Pourpoise. So I was up on stage and I said porpoise, and everybody started laughing, and I was like, no. That was like first like hand of embarrassment, but it wasn't bad because it was just like a memory that he had for the shows.
Right.
But that was the only embarrassing thing. But that's when I discovered that it wasn't terrible, and I didn't have stage fright and stuff. But after the show, the stage manager was like, "You have to be in acting next year." And I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna do it." So then junior year started, and I wasn't in acting.
Oh man.
And Crabtree saw me in the hallway,
She was mad.
and I was, oh, she was mad. And I was in I was in a stage design, I think, class. I was in another class of hers, and she's like, you have to switch into my class. I'm not letting you not take acting. And I'm like, okay. So a couple weeks into school, she made me switch into acting, and then my first monologue was a disaster, and I apologized 8 times during it because it was terrible. And then
usually how it goes.
By the end of senior year, I was Reverend John Hale in the Crucible, and I got to be frankincense and seven brides for seven brothers. And my very last performance I did with one of my friends, and we did excerpt from The Sunshine Boys, which is a really funny play with about 2 old men trying to start another career. But and she told me that I was funnier than my brother. And it was the biggest compliment of all time because my brother was pure
always known
comedy.
as the funny one.
Yeah. And she was like dying laughing from it. And she's like, I don't ever tell him I said this, but you are funnier than your brother. And just like,
did you ever tell him that she said that?
Oh yeah. um, but
So Corey, if you're
from
watching, I'm sorry.
from that point on, I knew that's what I wanted to do was perform.
Right.
And then after high school, I was like, well, I can't really do plays anymore. But then I was like, the best way to get out there is to do things online because
Exactly.
I can put all my heart and soul into another acting but performance, but just film it and put it online.
Exactly.
And that's how I transitioned into movies because I wanted to keep acting. I wanted to keep doing what I knew now,
Exactly.
but do it online and reach a broader audience. And that's when we started trying to do like the spookiest murder mystery ever. That was like our first ambitious project with everybody. We had way too big of a cast. Like it
Oh
was
yeah.
super fun. It was my favorite. It's one of my favorite things I've written because it's so goofy. It's so dark and it has a really good twist and it's really like
Boggling.
mind boggling, I guess. Like the way the bad guy in it, his like motivations and stuff, it makes
Right.
sense, but it's terrible. But we had way too big of a cast and it was way too ambitious.
For
But
our
like
first project. Oh yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
Like
Really
our first
ambitious,
big
but
project.
that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Exactly. And then we did like in middle school we did Herb and that's where we met and stuff.
That was my very
And
first
that was like
acting
I
gig.
don't even know how maybe you could tell the whole Herb story better
Oh
because it's
man.
really tough for me to tell. I know
Right.
you got
Yeah.
this whole Herb story
Yeah.
down, so
So Herb, this was, I want to say, the spring of 2011.
probably.
Yep, this was like the spring of 2011, and Cody and I had just met. He helped me make my YouTube channel, and Herb was a
How
movie.
did we meet? It was
We
in
met
middle
in
school, but like
band.
was it band? Because we were
Yes.
about trumpets for the first little
Yeah.
bit. And
Yeah.
right,
Then you
okay.
went to being a French horn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we just started hanging out and just,
Yeah.
yeah. I was supposed to have a bit part in the role. In
Yeah.
the
I
I
was
was
like, do
supposed
you
to
want
have
to
a
come
bit role in
film?
the movie. I was just supposed to be like just in one scene, and then I kind of just manifested into being a mainstay for the rest of the film, and then that's when our real acting creating career blossomed. And then we started working on. We had really ambitious projects back in the day. 2013 Hero Story.
I forgot about Hero
That whole
Story.
trilogy, man. I wrote four different scripts for each of those movies, and
That's crazy.
each trilogy was different. It ended differently every time. Each movie was different every time. It was great, and I couldn't decide what theme I wanted to go with for it. And then Gutless Wonders.
Which Godless wonders if a lot of the internet know Red Link.
Yeah.
There's like a time where. So, did you watch Red Link already, or did I show you Red Link?
You introduced me to Rhett and Link. Yeah, you introduced me to
Okay.
like almost everybody I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's crazy how long we've been watching Rhett and Link then, because we were watching Rhett and Link right when Good Mythical Morning started.
Yeah.
Because Good Mythical Morning, I was watching Rhett and Link before Chia Lincoln even started, which was their first morning show.
Yeah.
Like I watched it when they just had the YouTube channel Rhett and Link
Right.
before they even had the Good Mythical Morning. But on Good Mythical Morning, they did like a week long event of them reading their first childhood script, which is Gutless Wonders, and then they posted the entire script online, and I was like,
Yep.
Jordan, we need to make this.
Yep.
And then we made it. We made a lot of it.
We needed what, about 20 more minutes, and then it was done.
Yeah,
We had like 3 scenes left to film, and we were so close.
I
And
found
then
one of
what
the
happened?
original scenes yesterday. Well, we lost it.
Somehow, some way, we lost everything when we were
I
so
have
close to the
the,
finish line. An entire summer.
and then we started filming it again, like from scratch, and we didn't get nearly as
No,
the
all
second
we
time.
got was like a couple teasers and the
We
opening.
filmed the dream scene because I remember we made the new taxi and stuff, and we actually went to the duck pond to film that scene instead
Yeah.
of it being in my backyard.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because I don't know where that footage is.
Yeah,
Like I remember filming it
part of
because
the
I remember going
that's part of the
there.
original footage. That's when I was wearing the dress.
Yeah, because I know I have a couple. Let me check. Oh, now it freezes. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it stopped freezing anyway. Let me see if I can. I literally was just looking at it the other day. Uh, but yeah, we filmed the opening, a little bit of the opening
Yeah,
when
not
we
all of it.
refilmed it because we filmed it on a really cloudy day.
Oh yeah, it was like about to become winter time too. It was like October when
Because
we
we were
filmed
all in
that.
long sleeves, and
Yeah,
our thought process
let's
was
just film it
it'll
now.
be cool. Yeah, we were like, it'd be cool if we had this
Yeah,
in the winter because it's going to take place in the summer.
yeah, let's just film this now and
And
get
then
it
did
over
we
with.
film?
We never filmed after that.
Okay.
That was like the last step of the remake that we were trying to do, but it didn't work out, unfortunately. Because I think we just got too distracted with other things, or we couldn't schedule it right.
Our problem is we are
We didn't
too.
have vehicles of
That was
our
a
own.
big one.
We were
A
kids.
big
We
one was
relied
that.
heavily on parents, his
But the
parents.
other, yes, yeah, they were very nice enough to drive us
We
places.
were very fortunate.
But yeah, I remember we were together constantly because I remember you were there when we decided to get the NES that one day.
Yeah.
And anyway, that was a weird one off. But anyway, what I was trying to say was I was thinking about how together.
That's when
crazy.
we were still filming Herb too when we got the NES.
Like I just started thinking about how often we were together throughout middle school.
We were together nonstop. Every summer we were together.
Yeah, you pretty much lived at the house over the summer and stuff.
I lived at your house.
You did.
When I had some rough times.
That's crazy. But anyway,
that feels like a lifetime ago now.
It really does. It feels off.
Like 2017 feels like a lifetime ago. I still
it really does.
Still.
Anyway, back what I was saying way long ago. Our problem is we can never stick to a project because we always come up with a new project.
I kind of feel like we had some sort of ADD because we just couldn't stick with one thing. We were just constantly coming up with a new thing in the middle of something.
Mm-hmm. The one that we stuck to the longest was definitely Gutless Wonders.
Yeah, because we were like, because we had a script.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. That's the only reason why we really did it, because we had a full script that we could go by.
And I know one day I want to do Herb again. That's always been on my list.
Yes, I still have that on DVD, and I'll
that's so.
I've kept that in such good condition. Those discs in such good condition. It is insane.
That's cool.
They are in such good condition. And I always I watch that every now and then to like just remind myself of where I came from and how far along I've come as like an actor. Because
it's crazy.
It's definitely weird watching like your first project where you don't know what you're doing, and then you see your future projects and you see your progression along the way, where you've improved or what you can improve on. It's interesting. And we have and with YouTube we have the tools to do that all the time.
I've never watched Herb.
You've never watched? Yeah, I know why you have. You don't.
I never could get myself.
You hated the way you sounded.
I don't much now, but
well, yeah, your balls dropped.
I couldn't find what I was looking for, but here, let me show you this little bit.
Jordan and Cody save the world.
What a disgusting... That was a sick transition, huh?
Of this evil universe, I can finally take over this insignificant planet.
I vaguely remember filming this. I vaguely remember this.
This transition's cool.
I love it.
Just like I like them. Also the smack. That smack is...
Oh my gosh. This is like... Oh wow. How much did we end up filming? Because we filmed a lot.
23 minutes of edited footage.
And this is what that is?
Yeah.
Wait, this got uploaded, didn't it? Or No. Oh yeah, this never got uploaded. Wow. Yeah, this is. I vaguely remember this. Imagine if you and Corey became like names in Hollywood.
The Petersen brothers.
Yeah, like the Coen brothers.
Man, I can't believe you got to college you early. I'm so jealous. I would kill that and I would turn it into my Yeah, thanks, Jordan. Yeah. You nervous?
Yeah, a little. A little nervous to get too many girlfriends.
That's not funny.
Seems like you two are having fun.
I did that
What
perfectly.
a beautiful day.
Also, this was the first time we actually had extras, like we had people in the background.
Yeah, like that was the first. It was so
Should you be
cool.
heading out? College U is like 6 hours
I
away.
faded into the
Are you
background really
trying
nicely.
Yeah, you did that good.
Wow. I could be a good extra.
And the
Also, like our first camera, this doesn't look bad. Like the quality's pretty
No.
high.
Oh my gosh! You
longer
know what I
stay,
still
the
have?
more I'll want you to...
Hmm.
That I still film on?
The first camera? That's bonkers.
This is what Herb was filmed on. This.
This is the second camera, then, isn't it? This
is
wasn't
what,
the Kodak.
This is what
camera.
Gutless Wonders was filmed on.
Yeah. So I've had 3 cameras. I have the one I have
Yeah.
now, and then I have the one that this was filmed with,
Yeah.
and then we did. That's crazy.
Yeah, because you gave me this one after you got that one.
Well, actually, I had 4 because I have the flip camera. I don't know if you were around with the flip camera. were you?
No, I was around with the flip camera.
Because we used that camera.
That's what
that
I
you
filmed my
have.
first YouTube video on, was the flip camera.
Yeah, because we used the flip camera to make videos, but we used that camera stuff.
Yes.
That's crazy.
It's insane. I'm always going to keep this too. This is history.
Get a room, you two.
You know what, Dakota? You don't have to be so mean. You
I
know,
forgot
if I were a
all
little
about
bit
this.
meaner, I might just say something rude to you.
I love the transition. I love that.
Oh. Oh.
I forgot how dark it
Oh,
got.
well, you You don't mess with the rulers of this world. You know why?
No, Commander Overlord.
Because it just might get you killed.
Look at how he holds the knife.
I know, so
If I were
daintily.
a little nicer.
Like the way he stabs him, he like slices him. Also, these shots look pretty.
I know.
Looks like this is goodbye.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of fun.
This was high school
We've hosted
too.
a charity event.
Yeah. I was a skinny boy. I miss it.
It feels so weird watching stuff from high
that's about
school.
all we've done.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
that puts me
It was
back
really
into like
fun, and
that
I'm gonna miss you
headspace.
I know.
Man, this isn't even close to the end of Corey and Cody. This is just the beginning to a new chapter. We've got our whole lives ahead of us, and nothing in our way to do the impossible. And as long as there is an Earth here tomorrow, I will always be here for you.
Well, if I were to say anything, it would be that sounded pretty foreshadowing.
You know what's funny?
After a while, Crocodile.
I got
That's
my
not
new
what
car.
I said.
I got a new car before you did.
Totally zoned out when
You did. I still have this car.
See you later, alligator.
That's insane. It was in a lot better shape back then.
Yeah, look how clean
It
this
was-
car
it-
looks right
You
now.
used to care about it.
I know this.
What
well, it's
happened?
not even that. It's just that it was already a 2001. This
Right.
is like this is.
I mean,
it's
my
been.
current one's an 05.
That's true. The problem is we never parked it in the garage. It was always outside. It didn't have anything above it.
It had
I
good
miss my
oxidation
little brother.
working against it.
Ew. Oh well, now I have the full house to myself.
Oh,
Close
that
night out.
garage. That garage door's seen some stuff. That table seen some stuff.
So what you're saying is
Yeah, it's a pretty camera. Like it's
Yeah.
not that bad. Like looking at it.
you want us two to come back
Oh my
to
God.
your dimension to help you take over your measly planet?
No, not at all. Oh wait, my Earth. Oh yeah. That's exactly what I want. I just need help becoming president so that I can get the codes to launch all the nukes we have building up.
What a good plan.
Right.
Get out of this.
You could just
I'll
hack
let
into
you
the
rule
system.
Any country you want.
I think.
Oh, there's left of it, that is.
At least
We
that's what the movies
call
have
the
told me.
United States!
Anyone except the U.S.
What? That's
It's a deal, Mr.
What's his name? Particle?
Maxwell Park.
Maxwell Particle.
Your name is stupid.
Listen to the man. He's giving us another world. I mean, a new country.
Wow. Sounds like he said another world. I'm just gonna ignore it. I know under all that evil, you guys are two really nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Maxwell.
Under all that evil.
We're the nicest people in the entire world. Now, portal of yours.
Okay, watch your step. Oh, also, there's a 21.7658923 chance that you'll blow up.
I like those odds, boy. I like explosions. Even when we're the
I like
ones
how you
that
both
are
are just wearing
exploding.
red shirts.
You two are in.
Yeah,
Like that just,
We
that's how
try
you know
our
you're
best,
evil.
Sir. Now,
exactly.
take us already.
You know, please won't hurt you.
Listen here, Particle.
He's holding the knife backwards.
I barely make an exception for my
I get
idiot
safety because
brother
we
over
used
here.
real knives back then.
Yeah,
But
so don't try to use any manners, okay? Because being a nice guy around here in our dimension doesn't work very well, okay?
oh my god.
Being a nice guy in my dimension doesn't work out well for me.
I remember this.
Evildoers, beware! It is I, Bat Corey. The only thing I would ever steal is all the pretty ladies.
We
Why
should
is
have played
this
this at his
good?
wedding.
I know. Why is this good?
Has Ash seen this?
I don't think so. I don't think anybody's seen it.
She needs to see this.
I have a package here for IC Wiener.
Yes, that's me.
Mr. Wiener, you do know it's illegal to open another person's mail.
Well, yeah.
As long as you've got that in that little, tiny head of yours.
I'm sorry.
He sold that
Why are you
really
like
well.
this
Jared
to
really
me?
did a good job.
It's Cody's new Robin costume. It finally came in. And he isn't even here to use it.
Is he implying that you're dead? Is this the implication that you're dead?
I went off to college. Now we're just longingly looking at each other through spirit beings. Visual effects at its finest.
Hey, Hollywood couldn't do better.
Oh, it's so bright
Yeah, I would
here.
like to see
It's
Hollywood do better than that.
disgusting.
Oh, you little nugget, that's just how my Earth is. Now, the real thing we have to do is take care of my Earth's version of you two.
The
Are
world
you
was so
kidding
different
me?
back then.
That could take forever.
Yeah.
Odds of us finding
It was
this
hopeful.
universe's version of us
I
are
know.
0 to none.
Hey, excuse me, fellas. Would you mind getting out of the middle of the road? Wait. Corey?
Would you mind coming over here for a bit?
I mean, I don't see why not. You are my brother after all. Oh, hey, Cody.
Hey.
Wait a minute. This isn't adding up. Corey, when did you ruffle your hair more to the side than you usually do?
I hate to break it to you, old chum, but I'm not your brother.
Oof.
And this here isn't you.
Wait, I'm so confused. That's not me?
This could totally be like in some sort of science fiction, like festival somewhere.
Okay, Cody. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna
And
go
people
find
would
this
love it.
dimension's Corey and distract him while
All the
Particle
still
and I go
shots.
take over the White House.
So what you're saying is you want me to pretend to be this dimension's Cody.
That's exactly what I'm telling you to do.
Come on, Corey, we don't have time to kill.
Get on your way now, brother. I'm trusting you with this, so you better not mess it up.
Don't worry, Corey. I've never failed at anything in my life.
Gonna get the.
Oh my gosh.
We have a new election.
I mean, no. I just want to take over the White House.
No, I know. I was just trying to say something clever.
Yeah, whatever. Let's just blow up the world!
You really messed around with a lot of effects.
I know, this is like just our test at seeing what visual effects we can pull off or not.
Right?
Why can't he be home? Like, right now? Wait, I'd recognize that car anywhere. That's Cody.
Of course, so funny.
And yet somehow you're funnier.
Heidi ho, it's your brother-o, Cody-o.
Go.
Wow, you're home from college already? That was fast.
College? Oh, yeah, the University of? The University of Colleges.
Close enough. Your brain must be tired from all that learning you did, so I understand if you're confused.
Yeah. Hey,
Because your brain is just.
So, you want to
resting.
play Bat Corey and Robin?
oh, what the fuck? I mean, of course.
Awesome! Your non-flammable suit is in the house. Last one in's a rotten egg.
Oh boy.
I sure hope this is worth it.
So, Particle, how do you
Good
expect
stuff.
If only you had
Oh,
hair
shit.
to flip.
cheer you up, bro? Let's go.
Sounds like something like the White House. Ah, Daniel. Whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
Really?
He blocked me on Snapchat.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he meant to. I love that shot.
The White House is a lot different from what I thought.
Some of my favorite
That's
shots.
the part you're questioning? Not the fact that it took us like 4 minutes to get from Oklahoma to Washington, D.C.?
Yeah. Anyway, I say we use the stun gun.
Well, I say we have a little fun with it.
What are you saying?
You'll see.
You don't see that anymore in movies.
delivery for you from USP.
From USP.
So, you gonna open it?
A gift for us? We never get anything. We barely even get any screen time.
That's a good one.
Because we're on the job. But what the heck?
An evil one.
Get them!
Totally what we were great at coordinating. Daniel, what is he doing? Why
I like how
Corey obsessed with anuses?
I like how like Matthew looks into the camera like 8 times. It's just like
It's like, yeah, Matthew, it hasn't moved.
I love this shot too.
Oh yeah.
Is there somebody in the background of that shot or am I crazy?
It was probably me.
Oh, it's my ex.
Oh yeah, Megan. That was Megan, right?
Step aside and let
Yeah.
me be the
Yeah.
president.
Oh, that was that
would
era.
Be real nice.
This is before I knew how to put audio on top of video, so just a shot of them.
Listen up. Here's a gun. Please don't kill us. We have wives, we have dogs, we have cats, we have mortgages, we have Sonic to buy.
I'm not gonna kill you.
I
but
miss
can't
buying
say
Sonic.
The same about my
This was a good moment.
Wait, what?
They've given us what we need, and they're no longer useful to us. So we should go ahead and kill them.
But why would we kill them? They gave us the answers. We don't need to do this.
So you're not going to kill 2 innocent people, but you want to blow up the entire world? That doesn't make any sense,
Right?
Particle.
Yeah, well, whatever, we just...
You just didn't want to do it
Let's
in
just
person.
go.
Okay, fine, whatever. He's the 3rd door on the left.
You didn't want to be there for the actual
Hey,
guy.
Corey, come on. Where'd you go?
That hallway has
Rip.
seen some stuff.
I just had to take care of some business.
Whoa, I hate stuffed animals, but I do love some explosions. You alright, Corey?
Thanks.
Whoa, what can we blow up next? Can we blow that dog up? What about that cat? What about that person? Or that person? Or that cat? Or that person?
Whoa, Cody, you're acting really weird
That's a lot
today.
of people.
It's just because college. Remember?
College
Yeah,
makes you want to
I
kill people.
suppose.
So, listen, kid.
Not really, guys. College
If
doesn't really
I
make you want to
were
kill people.
not actually...
Also, I like that I'm in the trunk this whole time. Like, actual Cody's just
Right,
chilling.
he's just asleep.
There's look at Jeff walk in the background.
I suppose.
So, listen.
Oh dang, I
kid.
missed it. Oh no,
If
he
I
should be.
were
Look in
not
the
actually
reflection.
You're Cody, and I was, say, some other dimensions Cody who was actually...
That's me.
would
Oh.
you blow stuff up with
I
me?
can tell from the
What?
neck.
I mean, yeah. Because
'Cause
in
I used
another
to
dimension,
look
we'd
down
still
at that
be
all the time.
brothers. And brothers always stick together.
Really? That's cool, because I have something to tell you.
Where is that, Jeff?
Don't listen to whatever this crazy freak is gonna tell you, Corey! Wait.
Cody?
Duh! Who else would it be? Another dimension me?
I mean,
Yes.
yeah. Apparently.
I was about to say that I'm actually an evil version of Cody from an alternate dimension. But you kinda ruined the moment. Oh, I'm sorry, you can go ahead and say it now. Well,
The moment's
you
already passed.
already ruined the moment. Oh man.
Classic
I'm
comedy
sorry.
for us.
Hey, if you're telling us things, would you mind telling me why, Corey, you and, some strange scientist guy zapped me and threw me in the back of my own car? I don't think I should disclose that information. Corey wouldn't approve of that.
No, I'd be fine with it.
No. My Corey, from my dimension. He's the evilest man in our entire world. Some strange scientist has enlisted the help from us two to take over this world, your
I
world.
like how
He
you made
wants
Corey
to
the
blow
most
it to
evil
shreds
person
so
ever.
he can rule what's left.
It makes
That
sense.
sounds awful.
Yeah, the smart, quiet guy
Blowing up the world so
couldn't
he
get a
can
break at the
rule it.
time.
Well,
It made sense.
if you think about it, it's Corey. Hide you two, quick.
How's everything going here, Cody?
Oh, it's going excellent, brother. The idiot
Now
Corey
that, I think, is the most
doesn't
impressive
even
effect
suspect
in
a
the
thing.
entire film.
God, he's so stupid and doesn't know anything and is really, really dumb.
Glad to
This
hear
looks
it,
like
brother.
a classic YouTube
Particle
video.
and I have found
Like, this is what
We're about
YouTube
to
was
take
made
care
off
him,
of.
and the world should soon be ours. I mean, his.
Fantastic. Say, what do you want me to do with this dimensions, Cody?
Well, I suppose if you have both of them, you could take care of them. Blow them up.
I do love to blow things up.
Perfect. So once you
I mean,
take
who
care
doesn't?
of them, meet us here at the White House. Apparently, it's only like 4 minutes away, so that's cool. Corey, out.
I'm sorry, boys, but Corey wants me to kill you two. And if he finds out that I didn't kill you two, then he'll have me and you two killed. And I'd much rather it just be you two that gets killed. Wait,
Right.
what? I thought you were good now. I was never good, so it can't be. Alright.
Him and her stuff.
Is that
In
supposed
what
to
way
happen?
is surrounded by women?
I know, I was skipping around.
No, it's not okay.
Wait, what? I thought you were good now. I was never good, Cody. I just didn't have a completely dark heart like Corey. Hey, the other Corey. Why would you talking about
I take offense.
Sorry, boys. It's just business. You don't have to do this, Cody. You're me. Shouldn't that mean something? I said I was sorry.
Also, I have the same exact shirt. It's one is blue and one is red. Like it's the exact same shirt.
Oh
This
my
is the thing that I have
gosh.
in my pocket. It's got
That's
Article's
hilarious.
name on it, so it can't be that bad. I'm just gonna have to take care of you two right now.
That is some
This
good
isn't the way I
continuity.
thought we would go.
Or
I
a
was
good
imagining
character
Joe
trait
being
that
surrounded by
that both versions
women
are
or
into the
stuff.
same kind of shirt design.
In what way is surrounded by women a way of dying?
A boy can dream, can't he, Cody?
I mean, yeah? Time to get to the White House.
Breaking
I
news as
remember
36 cities have been wiped off this planet.
36 cities? Goodness gracious.
Corey and Cody are being checked.
Your Odyssey photo.
And everyone finds a place to hide because we don't know where
Which
this
that's the
might
most
be
evil
striking
photo
next.
that you had at the time.
Hello there, world. Just wanted to give you all a quick message that you are now under our control. There is no more freedom, no more
And the
president,
creepy dolls in the
no
background.
nothing.
Or the,
And
on
if
the
you
bottom
disobey Cody or I, we will blow you up.
Yeah, you got a nice place here. Too bad it's ours now. So as long as you guys shut up, you'll live.
Corey and Cody out.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
Good
That
stuff.
was beautiful. That is straight from the Wild TG Network vault.
Yeah, good stuff.
You cringed when I said that name.
I'm just genuinely impressed how well a lot of, like, I'm shocked, like,
Right.
the footage kind of, it doesn't, like, I guess it holds up. I mean, what else
it
can I
does hold
say?
up
I
really
can't.
well. That is HD quality right there, if I've ever seen it.
Pretty impressive. Good stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the most ambitious projects you did as far as visual effects were concerned, for sure.
Yeah, I don't. The funny part is, like, I could do it now, but I don't remember how to. That I did. Like, I don't know.
I mean, most
Like,
of that was
I
just
could
the
if I
product
just.
of you messing around in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. I did it in the idea that I wanted to try new things. I was like, I'm gonna challenge myself, so I'm gonna make us on screen at the same time, like two Codys on screen at the same time and stuff.
Right. What are some? Speaking of trying new things, what are some stories of you trying new things?
Like like in general,
Like just anything.
ooh,
Like
do you have
the
one?
first time you did cocaine.
Oh well, I don't really talk about that.
Oh yeah, that
'Cause I don't
night
remember
was,
that.
yeah,
I
that
don't
night was
remember that.
crazy. Whew.
I do remember drinking for the first time.
Oh yeah, how was that?
We went over to my friend's house and we drank exclusively vodka, and so
Oh,
it
no.
wasn't just vodka; it was an entire container of vodka. Then we also had Jack Daniels on top of it.
Oh no.
So like, yeah, we mixed. Not a good idea, but we were
never
sitting
mix
out.
vodka with Jack.
Yeah.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
Ever.
But we were sitting out at his lake, and we were on the dock, and we were just drinking to drink because we've never been drunk. Well, I've never been drunk. The other two.
Right. And that's usually what you do. You drink to drink.
Yeah, especially because like underage. That's like I was in high school, and I was like, you know what?
What else do you have to drink?
Exactly.
Anyway, except just to drink, which is what you should do anyway. Just drink to drink.
Exactly. And I was in high school, so I like it was the point of like I never did anything ever, so I was like, I'm just gonna
You were just
try.
taking your virginity in certain areas.
Exactly. I waited till my senior year to do everything. I didn't have my first kiss until my senior year.
Really? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I told the girl that I kissed that she looked really cute, and she said we were moving too fast, and she called it off. That's besides the point.
It's like, oh, you're cute. Ew, gross.
Simp.
Don't simp for me, don't.
But anyway, so I got really drunk, and I remember like I was like, I'm gonna take the shot, and I'm gonna throw up, and they're like, okay, so I took the shot, and I was like, what? I was like, told you, and then I took the shot. But like, there's like a couple of videos around. I remember because I was wearing my really colorful Hawaiian shirt, and I put a bandana on. Like I remember vividly of that night. Like I don't remember the night, but I remember what happened.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I just remember that first time, and it was crazy. It was so fun. It was casual because we were in a safe environment. drove.
That was a lot better than the first time I got drunk, because the first time I got drunk, it was actually at the house I'm at now before my sister moved in. It was my New Year's party. It was actually the year you started having New Year's parties.
Okay.
So I did mine, and I had some friends. We had some alcohol. Everyone got really drunk, and I got accused of getting somebody drunk just to hook up with them, but it was clear that we were all drunk the entire time. I don't even remember the night. It was a weird night. That was my first time getting drunk.
Nice.
Yeah. You remember the first time? You remember that one time we got high in Zane's and y'all's garage before you moved in?
Yeah.
Who's there? It was me, you.
I don't want to drop names just because we don't.
I can bleep the names out.
Okay. Was it? Did we also drink?
No, we just smoked weed. Wasn't Cody also there?
Maybe.
It was me, you.
Was it a lot of people?
I know Zane was there, but he didn't partake. Like,
because there was
we were just having like a little get together.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. See, I think we did live there at the time because Seth got.
Well, you guys
mad.
No, you guys were about to move in.
Okay.
Yeah, like you guys had just started like looking at the place, and like all that was there was like the mattresses and the TV. Like the small TV.
Yeah, I don't remember who was all there. I know what you're talking about.
I just remember me, you, and Zane being there, but Zane didn't partake. But
yeah,
I think it was me, you, and it was two other people for sure.
Because you brought it, right?
Yeah. I was at a time where I actually had some, and we had that I had that little crappy wooden pipe that we all passed around. And how many times did we end up passing around? Like 3 or 4 times.
It wasn't crazy because I don't remember it affecting that much.
But we got baked enough to where
we wanted snacks, popcorn.
We wanted snacks, yes.
Popcorn,
but
popcorn.
Remember, Zane opened the garage door and we just ran through the entire house and back outside because it scared the crap out of us.
Yeah. That's crazy because I genuinely didn't remember that until you mentioned it just now.
Yeah, I love that story. That's one of my favorite stories. Like, tell people when what's some of your favorite stories to tell people when you've smoked? It's like, oh, well, this one because it's the funniest and the only one I remember.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't remember that moment until you just said it. That's so interesting.
It's just like one of those. It's like that one year we were. I think it was when we went go-karting for your birthday. Like, I don't remember being there, but I was there.
Was it my 18th?
I think so.
Did you? Were you there? Because there's 2 parts to the party.
There's chickens and stuff. I remember that. Like that party. Mm-hmm. That's the one I don't really remember. That's the one I don't remember at all.
Oh yeah, there were chickens. Like they're like across they're like behind the fence and stuff, and you're like, why is there chickens here?
Yeah, it's like I don't remember that birthday party at all for some reason.
I don't remember the birthday party. Just being so fun. Like I remember,
it was a good time.
Senior year was one of the coolest years ever.
Senior year was such a that's probably what, senior year was such a blur to me. That's why, because I had so much going on that year.
Yeah, me too.
I was living on my own, paying rent for the first semester,
mm-hmm.
and then the second semester I had to catch up on a whole bunch of classes, and then it was just a struggle. I struggled my senior year. It was a struggle. I choose not to remember it. That's why I choose not to remember it. But I do. I think it's crazy, like looking back at like high school and like how like profound that had. Like how profound it is.
It's so interesting to me though that like my friend group is completely different than it was in high
Yes.
school. Like there's some people that stuck around, but like
Yeah.
I don't really hang out with those people anymore.
Yeah.
Like the group I hang out with now is after high school.
Yeah.
It was the people that stayed in Bartlesville.
Yeah.
But I just remember high school senior year was a blur because I was in Crucible and I had rehearsal every single day in the fall, and then right after that show it was the musical, and I had rehearsal every single day, so there was not a single day where I didn't have practice after school, so it was constantly being
Senior
busy.
year was just
Like
everyone got worked to death their senior year for no reason at all.
I don't remember school. I just remember the musical.
I don't remember
play.
school. I
Like,
just remember acting.
Yeah, I genuinely don't remember. I remember that I lost a lot of weight because I was so busy.
Yeah,
and I remember
you got a hernia that year.
Yeah, junior year
That's
I
when you got
was
your hernia.
the biggest I've been,
Yeah.
and
You
I
went
remember
on a real health kick
I really did,
and lost a lot of weight really fast.
and
that's what
it
gave you
was
the hernia.
bad.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I
don't
got
want to
hurt.
do that, you guys. You don't want to do that. Everything
Yeah,
in
because I
moderation.
was doing a lot of stuff, and it was worth it. Like, I lost a lot of weight, but like, because it's not that any of us have gained weight. It's just that we've gotten older.
Yeah.
Like, we can't stop getting older. Our faces are gonna get bigger as we like. That's just what happens.
It's just a fact of life. Certain things
Exactly.
are gonna get bigger. Like one
That
day,
sucks.
like if this quarantine lasts any longer, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some love handles.
Ooh.
I'm too young for that. So it's just one of those things. But it's so weird, like looking back on high school, and we're just in our 20s. Like for us,
Yeah.
that was less than half a decade ago.
It feels
Next
so long
year
ago.
will be 5 years we graduated.
That's insane. Because I remember it so vividly.
Yeah, it's but the thing that I find like the most like upsetting about it, and one of the most strange things about life, is that one day we're gonna look back on moments like this as being an entire lifetime ago, and you're gonna be a completely different person.
Hopefully, we're all
That's how-
completely different people for the better.
Yeah, that's how I feel about high school right now. Like that was like an entire lifetime ago, it seems.
My
But
one
it
goal in
wasn't.
life is to look back at my high school with my kids and be like, this is what I was like in high school. Now I'm doing like what I wanted to do when I was in high school for a living.
Yeah.
Now I'm making movies. Now I'm doing this
that's
for a
definitely
living.
what I want. Making movies. Are there any plans of moving to California to pursue a mainstream acting career, or something more homestead local?
So I went to
Independent.
OCCC. I went to OCCC, and my professor was the producer to God. And Gray Fredrickson is his name. He's the coolest dude in the entire world. 80s now. He showed us the video when he won his Oscar and stuff.
Nice.
And then he let me hold the Oscar and stuff.
That's gotta
And
be
his
awesome.
Emmy, because he won an Emmy
That's
too
gonna be
for a
awesome.
documentary.
It's gonna be an awesome feeling of holding an
It's heavy.
actual Oscar.
It's heavy.
That's what everyone says. Is like, wow, it's heavy.
Yeah. But
That's real
he
gold.
started his company. So he did it way long ago in LA. He has all when it's like he raced Morgan Freeman up the stairs on a movie set, and they were both out of breath by the time they got up. He told a story when Danny DeVito just randomly showed up private jet one time. Like, he just has all these stories.
Yeah.
But now he was from Oklahoma City, so he came back to Oklahoma City, and he has his own independent company here in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
And we had so many people come in to talk to us that make movies for a living, but they like live in LA, but they don't do their movies in LA because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's more expensive to get filming rights to film, like location rights. It's cheaper to fly out. They said it was cheaper to fly out their 11 actors and actresses to Oklahoma from LA than it was to rent to rent space for a day. Like they're like film your movies in Oklahoma. There's plenty of locations. Oklahoma's equity is getting better when it comes to movies and all that stuff.
And
so make your
businesses
movies
here
in
love it.
Exactly.
Businesses here love it because it's free press essentially for them.
So my plan is to, and first of all, if I make decent money on a movie, if I make like $100K in revenue, I can buy a really nice house for $100K in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
In LA, that's not even an apartment in LA. Like, it's the thing that in Oklahoma, one day LA is gonna flood. LA is gonna just get demolish.
LA's not gonna
fault
flood. LA's gonna sink into the ocean.
LA's gonna, the fault line, San Andreas fault's
The
gonna
fault line's gonna
destroy
rupture. It's just
LA.
David Dobrik and all of them, they're just gonna sink.
Yeah, they're just gonna
Save
end.
Corinna.
Maybe. Simp. But like Oklahoma, it's right in the middle of the country. I feel safe right here.
Yeah. And
like I don't feel safe.
People love to come film movies here, especially around
Oklahoma
the
is rising. Oklahoma is rising in the film industry. So that's my advice for you guys who want to make a living for yourself making movies and stuff. Don't go to LA just because that's where they make movies, because that's what everybody does. You're not unique.
Start an independent studio on your own.
You are not. I'm just saying this right now. You are not good enough. You are not unique enough to be in LA.
You
but
are
you
not
are
strong
good
enough in the head.
You are good enough and unique enough to be in Oklahoma.
Yes.
Like, that sounds harsh, but there's so many people what to do in LA right now. They don't need you in LA.
Yeah,
they need you here.
Yeah.
Because if you have a great movie idea, don't go trying selling it to somebody in LA.
Yeah.
Do it yourself in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Everybody thinks they can make it in LA. Trust me, you can't. You literally,
and that's the harsh truth.
Like,
I'm not being
thinks
mean.
that town was paved with gold. No, that town was paved with the blood and sweat and tears of people who thought they could make it big, and didn't, because they didn't have what it took. They didn't have what they were looking for. But you know what? You don't need that, because you already have that. You can exercise your own vision, because you know what you can't do in LA with those other companies that buy your scripts and stuff like that? You can't enact your own vision.
Exactly. And I'm not saying you could be the next it person. I could be the next it person. Jordan could be the next it person.
Anybody.
We could all be the next it person.
Anybody
together.
can.
But don't be the next it person in LA, even if you get the chance to. No. Don't do it, because you will be far more unique and far more impressed with yourself if you can do it here in Oklahoma.
Don't go to LA. Make LA come to you.
Exactly. You should,
because if you are an asset outside of LA, they will see you as valuable to them. Because you don't want to be another spoke on the wheel there. You want to stand out.
If you make a great movie and then, let's say, Matt Damon, somebody like that, he's just like, whoa, that was good. I want you to come work with me. That's how it should be. It shouldn't be you contacting everybody.
They should want to work with you, because they already know you want to work with them. So make them want to work with you. Have it's this ancient concept of making people think you're valuable when you have no worth to them.
And you are valuable. I'm not trying to say you're not valuable.
It's just in Hollywood, that's the way they're going to look at you.
Exactly.
Because to them, you're an amateur. And they say this in any startup company that's looking to make a lot of money. To find donors these days, here's what they tell you. Fake it till you make it.
Everybody is there.
Guess what they do in LA? They fake it till they make it. But if you don't have what it takes to fake it, even a little bit, you're never gonna make it.
And that's also the thing. In the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s,
different time.
You could make it.
Different time.
It was so easy.
It was a different time back then.
My professor told me the story of Spielberg when he was the same age as my professor. So they're like friends. They're good friends, him and Spielberg. And he told me the story of Spielberg just would sneak in through the fence to the Universal Studios, their headquarters, and there's an empty office that he just made into a, and that's how he started. They caught him, and they're like, you know what? This kid had the balls to do this, so let's give him a chance. And that's how Spielberg got started. You can't do that anymore.
If you do that today, you're gonna go right to jail.
You're gonna get shot.
You're gonna go right to. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna go to jail.
It's the same with there's. You used to be able to send your scripts, be able to send your screenplays, and that's not a thing anymore. Because one time a guy sent a script to some, and they said no, we're not using. And then 10 years later, they found the script and okay, we're gonna make this movie. They made it into a movie. The guy sued. He won, obviously, because it was his script, and he won millions of dollars. So now you can't just send your script. If you send your script to somebody, they're gonna right back to you
because it's a liability on them.
The thing, time has changed, not for the better, for cheating your way to the top anymore. Now you actually have to.
You actually have to be unique in the platform, and the
Exactly.
internet is because of that.
Hmm.
The internet has shown, because there are platforms like YouTube and Twitch and things like
Mhm.
that where you can make a living off of if you have enough subscribers. But what a majority of it is just people who make garbage content who have no talent, and that's what the internet just displays for us.
It should make you feel better, but it should also make you feel
it should make
awful.
you, yeah, it should make you feel better, but it should also make you feel sad, because like that person who's making that, they worked really hard on it. Still, I give them all the credit in the world. It's just
Mhm.
they probably just don't have the talent for it, or they just didn't have the passion for it.
Exactly.
And that's usually when you fail. Like you only need one tool to succeed in life, and that's actually no. There's only one tool to success: perseverance. Because if you have that, if you can persevere through anything, you're going to be immensely successful in anything that you do.
Exactly.
That's how you make it on YouTube.
Exactly.
That is how you make it on YouTube. You have to be persevering.
You have to want it.
If you're not
Also,
persevering,
having money helps.
Yeah. Yes, but some people don't have that. But here's what you do in that process. Let's say you want to be a journalist, right? But you want to do it on your own. You want to be like Joe Rogan or these guys who do all this
TMZ
stuff.
too.
Yeah. Here's what you do. You work a bunch of terrible jobs you hate, save up all your money, and then go travel to where those stories are and film it.
Exactly, and it's the same way.
And that is the advice that a very popular political YouTuber, journalist, a YouTuber gave and gives people. And you know what they say? They say, no, I'm not going to do that, because the people who ask you how you got there are the people who are looking for an easy way up. They don't want to work for it. The people who are asking are the people who aren't going to make it.
Exactly,
If
and
you
it's the
have to
same
ask, you don't
with
got
movies. With movies, I don't know where you are. If you're in Oklahoma, you're fine, because people make movies all the time here.
Oh yeah.
But to get on that movie set as a personal assistant, as a PA, you need to work there. You need to do the best job possible, do everything right. And if one of the main cast, one of the directors, one of the assistant directors, one of the screenwriters, if they need a coffee, you will get them that coffee. And when you bring them that coffee back, tell them your life story, because they will listen to you, because you're doing something for them and you did it exceedingly well. They will listen to you and be like, hey, I am starting small. Like, I just starting. This is the first time I've ever been on a movie set. I want this. If, like, can we exchange information? Keep me in mind. My name is blah, blah, and this is what I want. They will listen to you. That's how you make it now. You have to start at the bottom. It sucks, but you have to start at the bottom now.
Think of how most people got to where they are.
Exactly.
They started from the bottom, just like you. It's the classic American story. It's the American story. Like, people say, like, I complain about the economic system we have in place right now, because it's been molded to work against you instead of for you, like it was originally supposed to. But the system does work still to this day. It's just a lot more difficult. Like, you just have to really want it these days to make these days. Back then, the system worked for you.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit easier. Now the system's just working against you. So it makes your story and your rise to the top even grander because of the hardship. People can relate to that, and they will relate to that, and relatability is really the most marketable thing in the world.
Agreed.
And that is really that's how you make it on the internet.
Yeah. And again, this is also, we're not telling you what to do.
No.
But
plus no one's gonna take this advice anyway. But if you do
Exactly.
and it works, let me know. I might need to
give
try
us
it.
credit.
I might need
Tell
to try
them we sent you. Tell them that Cody and Jordan sent you.
If-
We are desperate for a job.
I actually technically do have a new job right now. Working for a startup, a small lawn care company that my sister's boyfriend started.
Okay.
And basically what I'm gonna do is do all of the social media stuff and all of the online stuff, and I'm gonna make all the commercials and stuff like that.
Nice.
I'm gonna be that guy.
Send us your best landscaping commercial ideas, all of you.
Yes.
That's your task.
Because I'm gonna need some.
That's your task.
Yeah.
All
Which
you
is
landscapers
amazing,
out there.
Which is the only thing I have to film on, really, is that's good enough is this phone camera, which that'll work for.
Yeah, it'll get the job done.
It'll get the job done, and that's all you really need when you're a startup.
Especially if you make it entertaining enough. It doesn't.
Yeah, like honestly, it doesn't matter what equipment you have as long as you can edit the shit out of it.
Exactly. Yeah, you can make something from like it's a movie.
Yeah, like anything, because there's so many filters you can use.
Exactly.
There's so many filters. Color correction, you can like sharpen the picture.
Yeah, you can make it
do anything.
hot.
Some people don't want to put in that work though. But if it's your job, yeah.
Exactly. If you're getting paid for it.
If you're getting paid for it, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh wow. Well, we could go on for probably.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think we gave some good advice.
We
I think
could
that's
probably
a good.
go on for hours still after this.
I think that's a good stopping point.
We have more stories. Probably have you on again at some point in the future for even more grand stories to tell. But that was the podcast.
I'm always down.
Thanks for being my first guest on the podcast.
No problem. No problem.
I don't know who else I'm gonna have as guest, but.
Well,
I got a lot of friends who do a lot of.
We don't have lives. Yeah.
I got a lot of friends who do a lot of interesting things, so I think I could try and set something up. But thank you. Where can the people find you at and look up your stuff?
I would just go to YouTube, look up The Bargain Bin. That's my YouTube channel. That's all my social media is on there. So if you guys look up The Bargain Bin, it'll be like the only thing that comes up when you look up Bargain Bin. There's another channel that does video games. That's not the one that does all the other stuff. So go check us out there. That's basically it. So
their newest short film up there is 1 year. It's been out for a couple months now. It's really good.
Thank you.
I would highly go watch that. I'll actually link that in the description of this podcast.
Cool beans. Thank you.
Alrighty, thanks for joining.
Yeah, no problem.
I really need to pee.
I feel that.
Alrighty, I'll see you later, man.
See ya.